All right, guys, finally we got in here. So I'll wait for a few people to get into the room and then we will start talking. I'm gonna break this down really quickly for you because you guys know I hate video. So let's get a couple people in here. There you go. Hey, cousin. Yo, just I see people are coming in. Hi, cousin. It can't just be all my family. y'all gotta. I want to get some more people in here that I love. All right. When we get to 10, then I'm gonna start. So I wanted to break this down because people always ask me, how did I get started in real estate and how did I get, investment properties, like what's going on, how are we able to get here. So I wanted to break this down. I'm at work late because I'm going to be out of town this weekend. So I wanted to break this down to you guys and just answer any questions that you may have. I'm here with Lauren. Say hi, Lauren.
Hey, yo.
So Lauren is my team's ISA, and basically his job is to look for investment properties for my clients, so that we are above the curve with trying to find things for our clients. So this is very impromptu. He's been trying to get me on live or all of this madness forever. So bear with me. I'm going to break this down and then answer questions. All right. So I don't know if you guys realized or saw that last week I posted and said, hey, anybody have a duplex for sale because I want to buy one. So I got maybe about 5 responses. And one of my good friends, actually, Kim, you're on here good. So one of my good friends had said, hey, I'm about to list one. Do you want to buy it? So she inboxed me and she said, listen, this is a duplex over in Germantown. If you're interested, I can get you in, blah, blah, blah. So we set that all up. I haven't even seen the property yet. The property won't be seen until Friday. But she sent pictures and I immediately started running my numbers. And how you run numbers on an investment property is a lot how you do your own budget. So what we did was she sold me the property for $60,000. I actually got it under contract for $63,500 or $62,500. And I'll tell you why I did that in a little bit. But I was able to get it under contract, and it's a duplex. There are 2 one-bedroom units. The one-bedroom units, one is occupied and the other is vacant, and it needs a lot of work. So there is a lot of work that's needed, but at the same point, I'm going to show y'all how this is going to work, right? So I reach out to her, we get it under contract, and then I reach out to Mark Brown, who is one of my lender friends who does, he brokers hard money. So I was able to secure a private loan through him. And so I was able to do $60,000 on the purchase price and then do $35,000 on the renovation. The product that he put me in, I'm going to be able to buy the property for the set amount, and then they're going to 100% finance the renovation. So on the renovation, to be able to give me the full renovation cost, which is about $35,000. I have a contractor in place. I have everybody in place to just wait. They're just waiting for the closing. We're literally waiting for title to come back, and then we're ready. But the way that I was able to do this is you have to know your numbers and you have to know your percentages. It all comes down to numbers. Nobody cares what's going on. I do have decent credit. However, credit is not a strong criteria in this. If you don't have decent credit, if you're just have moderate credit or credit is just okay, it's fine. Mark basically said as long as I'm over a 560, he can get me a loan. So I'm doing this with a partner. My partner is actually a masonry person, so he is going to be able to do this for me. Hey, cousin. He's able to do this for me, with me. And this is going to be our second project together. The first time, the second one is the only time that we've actually done a damn. Please let me take notes.
Yes.
Hi, cousin. Hey, Taisha. So we are doing this together because we're trying to build wealth together for our children and all of that jazz. And that's a whole nother episode of Facebook Live. So because we're doing it together, he was able to go in. We basically did an estimate based on the city average of what renovation costs in this city and the square footage of the property. So square footage of the property is 1,000, a little more than 1,000 square feet, and it costs about $50 a square to renovate a property in Philadelphia. So literally, that's what we did. We just did it based on that. That's how we got our renovation costs. The property does not need that much because, as I said, someone is actually living there. So because they're living there, we know that it's at least habitable. So the heater probably works. We did get a roof person to go over because that's usually one of the biggest expenses in renovation is to get a roof replaced. So we had the roofer go over. The roofer said the roof is fine. So there are some things that you have to put into place in order for you to be able to be in position to go ahead and renovate this property. So you guys ready for the numbers? Can I get some likes, some yeses?
Some hearts.
Some hearts, some something. I want to know people are here because I'm not good on video, so for me to get here, y'all gotta hype me up. Okay, I see it. Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, $60,000, right? And then we did 35 in renovation. And the reason why we did 35 in renovation is because from the pictures we could tell that we're not gonna need more than that. $35,000. Is going to be what we do. So total, all in, we're at $95,000. Now, when I ran comps on the property, the comps of the property came in at about $135,000. So whenever you're doing that, as long as this number, the 95,000, is less than the 135, that means it is 70% less than the 135 of what it's going to be worth after you do the renovations. Then you're in good land. Like, we're great, right? So because this number makes sense and this number makes sense, my lender said, hey, Jasmine, you can do this. You can do the whole thing. We're going to finance the whole thing, and you're only going to need $7,000. So this is where having an experienced realtor, and I see a lot of my clients on, hi clients, a lot of my clients are on, and they know that I fight extremely hard for them to get the very best deal. So what I did in this case, and Kim, you can say if I did it or not, I put the property under contract for $62,500, and then I did $5,000 in seller assist. So Mark told me, Jasmine, in order for you to close on this loan, you're going to need $7,000 in closing costs. Closing costs include transfer taxes, title insurance, lender fees, points, and everything. This is all I'm going to need, right? $7,000. So because I need the $7,000, I said, well, listen, I really don't want to come with a whole lot of money. So I said, Kim, are you guys willing to do a $5,000 seller assist? She said yes. So now with a $5,000 seller assist, I only have to bring $2,000. And guess who is my realtor? It's me. So I get a $1,500 commission off of this. So really, I'm closing this whole deal for $500. Now, obviously, not everybody's a realtor, and not everybody is going to be able to have that leverage. But imagine if you had a rental property. Now, just to backtrack, Mark got me a rate of 12%, and so our monthly payment is going to be $900. $900 for our monthly payment. That's before we refi or anything. The rent on the property, each unit is going to bring in $850. So $850 times 2, $1,700. So 1,700 minus the 900 is 800. So 800 is profit that we bring home. I don't know where else you can invest. Even if you had to invest $7,000, where can you get a monthly return of $800 on your money? Nowhere. So that's why I'm encouraging even people that I'm talking to, the first time home buyers. I'm like, hey, let's buy your first house, but then we're going to get you into an investment property. And the reason why it's important is because there's nowhere that you can invest $7,000 and make $800. Not a place. And yes, you do have some other costs that are and you should take in consideration. Sometimes you don't want to manage the property, so you have to pay 10%. Sometimes you have to invest. You're definitely going to have to pay taxes. Sometimes they may not be paying their own water bill. Sometimes you have to pay. Definitely, you're going to pay insurance. So let's just say if every month we have in our cost $150. Nowhere can you invest $700,000 and get a $650,000 return. Plus, not only that, your property you invested $95,000 into it. The property is worth $135,000 when it's done with renovation. You now have equity to pull out to do even more investing. Real estate, I know it's a pain in the ass. I will tell anybody. Sometimes I wake up and I hate being a landlord because I get crazy calls. Sometimes I don't feel like just dealing with everything that comes with being a landlord. But it's the best decision that I've ever made. And not only is it the best decision that I've ever made, it literally changed my family's life. And people that know me know that I was broke. Like, couldn't rub two pennies together. And the reason why is because I was working for my money instead of my money working for me. And so it's important that we invest into our communities, that we invest into what we have going on instead of us just spending. So now, Jasmine Brown bags on lunch. Everybody that knows me knows I love to eat out. We are on a strict budget. We're trying to make this work. And it's important that I share this with everybody else that I know. So that's why I got on this live. So ask the questions and then I'll answer them.
Someone said, can you repeat what you said about 70% when you were analyzing whether it was a good deal or not?
So 70% is if you walked into a credit union, right, and you wanted to go ahead and refi, because we're not going to stay, this $900 payment, we're not going to stay there forever. That's only for a 1-year term. So because we're not staying there forever, we need to refi. So with he and I, good credit, we're going to be able to walk into TrueMark. TrueMark is going to say, hey, we want to make sure that this property that we are going to refi for you guys is actually worth it. So they're going to look at a 70% range or margin to make sure that we can refi. When we refi, we're going to refi and the payment will probably be around $550. So that means that our bottom line will be even better in, say, a 6-month period after we go ahead and renovate the property, get the property rented out, and get everything together. Any more questions? I know that they're probably, let's see. Yes, Tisha, please do it. Let me see. Oh, my whole boobs are in it. Sorry. Okay. All right. You guys don't have any more questions?
True down.
You got it?
I own my own home, but can I buy a rental?
Sure, you can absolutely buy a rental. In fact, if you own your own home and you have equity in your home, we can pull the equity out to go ahead and get you into a rental property. I'm having a rental, an investor tour in a couple weeks here, and we're gonna break these numbers down. Anissa knows that I break them down. We have spreadsheets and all the types of things that we break down to get this done.
Someone said, who do you use for credit repair? I have properties with bad credit.
Hey, Stephen. So we have in-house credit repair. The reason why we do it in-house is because I wanted to have control, and we are gearing towards investors and actually get people to where they need to be to purchase either refi or whatever they need to do. And then we're also starting to build business credit. I know a lot of people have set up some lunches and things with me to talk about business credit. I'll probably do a class in the fall about business credit, but that's how I'm able to float the property, the repairs.
What's the average credit score needed to purchase a home?
To purchase your primary residence or an investment property.
Do you ever get a group of people to invest in your projects?
Nope, I've never done that. I know that group funding is a thing now. I definitely have never done that, but it may be an option in the future. I'm not sure that I would want a whole group to be in, especially because I'm using my credit to leverage, my own projects and be able to I'm really just helping like all of my friends, like everybody I know. I'm getting on everybody's nerves because I'm calling like, hey, why aren't you investing? Why aren't you investing? Family members, my mother, everybody. Your permanent, so your primary residence. Hey, Brittany, you need a minute. We can go to 580. I would say 620 is where you would need to be. Kevin Manhorn, Stephen James. Yes, hey, Kev. Let's see. Let me see. It says, me and my 3 friends are looking to invest in a property. We want to each put $5,000. Should we do a commercial property? Yes, you should. You should buy a small apartment building. If you guys are going to do about $20,000 as, hey, Sam, I didn't realize that was you. If you guys are going to do an investment property, do $20,000. Put that down on a $100,000 building. We're going to put 20% down, but we're also going to get 100% financing on the repairs. You want to buy the ugliest property on the entire block. You don't want to buy the one that's turnkey. I know that, some people are into turnkey. That's not where the money is. If I'm able to have $95,000 invested in a property and it be worth $135,000, $40,000 in equity, I can pull that equity out and do anything. I can buy another property. I can go shopping, which I won't. But I can do anything with that. So buy the ugliest property.
I would like to come and talk to the credit person. Can you turn your home into an investment property?
Absolutely, you can do that. We do that all of the time. We actually recommended that if it's your first home, don't sell it. Go ahead and keep it as an investment property. I had a young lady, she inherited her family property and she was thinking about selling it. And, against what everybody was saying to do, I told her not to sell it. Hold on to the property, pull the equity out of the property, go ahead and invest. She just got approved today. She just texted me today, Jasmine. I got approved at the credit union for, let's say, $40,000. She's going to take $20,000 and do the repairs. She's going to rent that property out, and she's going to go ahead and buy another property for her to live in. She's tired of the neighborhood. Sometimes you outgrow that, right? And that's okay. She's going to buy her other property. She's going to buy a duplex. She's not looking to buy a single family. She's going to buy a new duplex, live there, get the rent off of that, and then go ahead and get the rent off of the inherited property, and she's going to live her best life. This woman makes $17,000 a year. She came to me. She's like, I don't know if you can help me. I don't make a lot of money. It doesn't matter how much you make. It's how much you save and how much you invest. Doesn't matter how much you make.
Can you tell folks about the cash you need for the first draw on the renovation?
Sure, absolutely. That's a definite, that's a huge part, Kim. And the reason why I didn't go into that is because that goes into our business credit piece. With business credit, what I do is I float the jobs on business credit. So I'm not using my hard-earned cash to float the first draw. But in most cases, you have to float the first draw. This particular lender only gives draws up to $15,000. So you're going to have that first draw money up front, and that's just to pay your contractor. But remember, I'm my own contractor. If you guys have been following me or friends with me on Facebook, you guys have gone through this journey of me being my own contractor and doing all of this craziness because I wanted to be able to control my own destiny. So I became my own contractor. So I am Renovated Luxury actually has its own line of business credit that I'm able to pull from. It's not that big right now because we've just started this year, but it's enough to float the jobs. And then also having people understand that, hey, electrician, you can't get paid until the bank pays me until you're done. So getting those relationships. This business, what I've learned is it's about relationships. The only reason that I was able to even score such a great deal is because I had a relationship with Kim, and she knows that no matter what, Jasmine's going to close on this loan. She's going to close on this house. She's going to make her client happy. She knows that. That's a relationship that I've built over time. I bought an investment property from her last year. So even other realtors are like, oh, I don't want to talk to this one, and why should I, socialize with other realtors? Duh, because they're going to be the ones that have the deals, and who are they going to hit up? One of my best friends, Malik Carter, he literally calls me every deal that he has. Jasmine, you need to buy more real estate. He literally will force you to buy real estate. Like, you cannot be his friend and not own some piece of real estate. And he will push you over the ledge. And that's what you need. You need someone who's going to hold you accountable to tell you, hey, listen, you need to do this. You need to make this investment. I'm sure that we all can use an extra $650 that we're not working too hard for at the end of the day. Who couldn't use that money? Any other questions? Kim, did I cover your question? I'm gonna just scroll. Okay. All right, guys. I want you guys to just take these last little things away. If you don't take anything else, just know that you're getting this information from someone who's been there, someone who's been paycheck to paycheck, someone who has been broke, someone who has been near foreclosure, someone who has had terrible credit, someone who has just, I'm a single mom. You guys know that from my crazy kids. So this is not like some real estate guru talk. This is a real person that's telling you their real journey and how I am never going to be broke again, because I'm going to take these things and apply them. And that's just what I'm going to do. Sam, you had a question? Yes. How much can I buy a shelf for in Philly? I'm trying to get started. So you can buy a property. The least I bought a property for $12,000 was the least. You may be able to get it even lower. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Hey, Stacy, how long does it take to close on a foreclosure home? Of course. Hey, Misty, I saw you at church. I was waving, but you were so busy collecting the money. How long does it's the same amount of time. You can close on a foreclosure in 30 to 45 days. Are you offering and teaching classes? Hey, yes, Kevin, of course I am. So we are having an investor tour that's coming up. When is it? It's July 24th. July 24th. And basically, all of the people that I talked about today, so my lender is going to be there. One of my accountability partners, Malik, is going to be there. My finance guy, my accountant is going to be there. And they're going to break this down. They're going to tell you, hey, listen, this is what I did. I'm going to show you how I did the last rental property that I did, the real numbers on that, and let you guys know and ask the questions. And then we're going to go out in the field and look at investment properties that are for sale. We have people that are coming in from New York and New Jersey and even the DC area that are coming up because Philadelphia is the hottest market. So if you guys know property, we're having it. It's going to be at my office, Tatiana. We're having it on the 24th. I'm going to put the Eventbrite link up. Make sure you go ahead and you sign up, because if you do, I'm telling you, you're going to get so much valuable information that you're just going to say, hey, I'm ready to do this, Jasmine. Let's go ahead and get this together. Literally, I don't know why you wouldn't do this. Hey, Rakita.
Someone says, so if me and my friends are going in on a commercial property, do we all have to have amazing credit?
No, you don't have to have an amazing credit, but you want to be, in that comfortable, like you're not like scared you're going to get denied. I would say comfortable is 640. Okay, come on down, Sam. I'm going to put the link up. I would say comfortable is 640. Hey, John, you come to the investor tour, please. I would say comfortable is 640, Sam, and then anything upwards of that is good. But it doesn't take that long to get your credit together. If we just take those steps now, you'll be ready in the future. I would say also, if you're not going to build your personal credit, take the time to build out your business credit, even with your makeup business.
Someone wants to know, is there a fee?
There is a fee. It's $100, and that literally just covers us renting the bus so that we're in air condition, literally. It's the 24th, John, of July. I'm going to shoot you a text. Can I answer any more questions?
2 of us has good credit. I need to get rid of.
I know. Credit cards suck. Debt sucks. We get into the debt and we hate it when we get into it, and then we're in there and we're just like shaking our head. It's everybody. But this 650, we had this 650 and we weren't counting that in. We could pay down our debt a whole lot faster. A ton faster. All right, guys, I am getting out of here. I need to get home to the kids because I'm sure my house is a mess. So I will see you guys at the tour. I'll post the link, and I appreciate you guys turning in. Thank you.